The final chapter of Outlander concludes not with a climactic battle or a royal decree, but with the quiet arrival of a child. This child, born from a bloodline that crosses centuries, becomes the central, fragile hope of the entire story, shifting the series' focus from altering history to protecting a future free from its weight. Season 8 immediately establishes a different, heavier tone. The world feels slower, as if time itself is running out. For Jamie and Claire Fraser, who have survived war, loss, and time itself, the goal is no longer mere survival. The pressing question becomes what endures after the fighting stops, and what they must pass on when they no longer can. The narrative slows to examine small, weighted moments, a hand held too tightly, a softly spoken goodbye. Time travel, once a mystery to be explored, is now a burden. Claire's knowledge of the future is a dangerous weight, and the greatest peril is no longer in changing history, but in refusing to let it go. This is where the child's significance emerges. They are not a prophesied hero, but a living bridge between times. Their existence ties together every sacrifice Jamie and Claire have made. Crucially, they represent proof that love can cross centuries and create something pure, untouched by the era's hate or ambition. Yet, that purity is the source of danger. In a world where knowledge of the future is power, a child connected to time itself becomes a target. The threat isn't a single, clear enemy, but a slow-building tension, a conversation that stops too suddenly, a stranger who knows a little too much. It's a danger that cannot be fought with a sword. Jamie understands this on a visceral level. His lifelong instinct to protect his family physically is now inadequate. Claire, armed with her foreknowledge, faces a parallel struggle: how to protect without instilling fear, and how much of the truth a child should bear. Together, they confront a terrible realization: love alone may not be enough to stand against the relentless flow of history. The season builds its tension around an impossible choice. Protecting the child means lying, becoming gatekeepers of the very knowledge that once trapped them. It may even mean stepping back entirely. The story asks whether love is about keeping someone close at any cost, or having the courage to let them go for their own safety and freedom. This forces a profound evolution in Jamie and Claire. They transition from survivors and warriors to guardians of restraint. Their final strength is found not in action, but in knowing when not to act. Their legacy, the season suggests, is built not through power, but through the quiet lessons of kindness and love passed on in everyday moments. As the story moves towards its conclusion, the external world fades. The ending is not about victory, but peace. The child is allowed to grow not as a symbol, but as a person, free from the burden of prophecy or destiny. The silence surrounding him is not empty, but protective, a choice of peace over fear. Outlander's final statement is a gentle one. It posits that love does not need to echo through the ages to matter. It only needs to be real in the moment it is given. The greatest change is not rewriting history, but allowing the next generation to live free from its weight. The story closes with acceptance, not certainty, trusting that a future unseen can still be trusted to grow.